To stay motivated in the long term, you'll need to be alert, happy, and energetic. There are many paths to a healthy lifestyle, but for optimal, balanced wellness, it's best to improve your body, mind, and spirit. Today we'd like to give you some suggestions for easy, healthy habits that you can adopt to elevate the health of your body, mind, and spirit. I'm not your doctor, so make sure you check with your doctor or healthcare provider before you make any lifestyle changes, including the ones that we'll suggest. One thing that'll keep your health in your consciousness and help stimulate your mind a little is to subscribe to a regular health and wellness letter. I've read the Berkeley Wellness Letter, the Tufts University Health and Nutrition Letter, the Harvard Health Letter, the Mayo Clinic Health Letter, and the Nutrition Action Health Letter. All are very good. You may not act on all of their suggestions, but the important thing is that you have regular reminders to improve your health and wellness. You can subscribe online to any one of these magazines, but I think it's better to have the letters arrive at your door so that you have a physical reminder to get more physical. Since you'll probably be watching me on a computer right now, you can go to one or more of those websites and order your subscriptions right now. Not only will they give you some good health tips, but you'll likely learn something new in each issue, which will help stimulate your mind. Regular stimulation of the mind helps keep you good at solving problems and more optimistic. So start reading and enjoy.
Cardiovascular exercise is very important because you're running around using your heart every minute, doing groceries, taking care of your children, your dogs. Everyone's got so many responsibilities at work, school, home. And one of the things that cardiovascular exercise does for us is it lowers our resting heart rate so that when we're doing all those things, we're using less energy and it's being less taxing on our heart itself. This will decrease your risk of cardiovascular events down the road. Now, if it's not fun, it won't get done. And the recommendation is to have 150 minutes of cardiovascular exercise a week. Now, most people think that it's a chore, but cardio can be done in your neighborhood. Instead of going to coffee with a friend, invite her or him to go on a walk with you. You can swim, you can bike, you can run. Anything that gets your heart rate elevated above normal counts as cardio. And even though 150 minutes sounds like a lot of time, you can break it up in a day. So 150 minutes with your week, aim for 30 minutes total, but that could be 10 minutes at a time or 5 minutes at a time. Just make those little choices, park a little further from the supermarket or from the mall, and take those steps. Get a pedometer if it helps. Anything works as long as you stick with it.
I'm going to talk to you about the many benefits of nuts. Nuts are a great source of protein, fiber, and a variety of vitamins and minerals. They contain healthy fats, which may reduce your risk of heart disease. Some of the best nuts to consume are walnuts, almonds, pecans, and pistachios. When purchasing nuts, make sure to grab the raw and unsalted kind. It's recommended to have a small handful of nuts each day. An easy way to increase your habit of eating nuts is to plan ahead. I like to make my own little pack of mixed nuts at home and put them into a small container, just like this. Bring this to work with you to snack on instead of reaching for donuts or going to the vending machine.
Although I'm not your doctor yet, I'd like to talk to you about the importance of weight training and resistance training. Not only does it help you to build muscular strength, but it can also help to prevent osteoporosis. For me personally, I know I feel much better throughout the day when I come in and work out early in the morning. Now, some of you might be somewhat intimidated by the gym or be scared not knowing what you want to do. But I could tell you this, if you come in and you start off with one squat, that one squat will build in. And it is a very addicting thing. And pretty soon you'll find yourself like me, to the point where you just want to work out all day until you feel beautiful pain of muscular fatigue, and then you feel absolutely great at the end of the day. So the best advice I can give, come in and just try one exercise. Whether it be a squat, whether it be a bench press, a pull-up, anything you think that might work. Just come in and give it a shot. And then the next week or the next day, whenever you feel like coming in again, try something else. Try to add one more rep. Pretty soon, you'll be absolutely loving the gym. Trust me, it worked for me.
Stephen Post of Stony Brook University reviewed more than 50 studies that use a variety of methodologies that showed that people who act sincerely for the benefit of others enjoy happiness, health, and even increased longevity. In his recent paper, he writes, a researcher of UC Riverside randomly assigned students to a control group in an experimental group in which they were asked to perform 5 random acts of kindness a week for 6 weeks. The students who engaged in the acts of kindness were significantly happier than the controls at the end of the 6 weeks. This intervention demonstrates causality. Giving generates happiness. This is not to state that positive mood does not also cause acts of kindness. There is in fact evidence that a positive mood elevates helping behaviors. After experiencing positive events such as receiving gifts or finding a dime left in a payphone, Eisen and Levin reported that people were more likely to help others. Indeed, it makes sense that introducing positive mood might slightly elevate giving, but giving itself is clearly mood elevating and hence creates its own internal circuit of enhanced happiness, which in turn feeds back into more giving. This allows the well-accepted fact that activities affect mood and emotion. In other words, one way to elevate happiness is to reach out in helping behaviors and contribute to the lives of others. That happiness in turn elevates giving, which in turn elevates happiness. The two fuel each other in a circular fashion, a classic feedback loop. I should note that some people think that the greatest act of kindness that they can offer is to offer advice. As a recipient of a lot of advice from a lot of people, let me tell you, that is not always a great gift. In fact, if you take advice, it's probably more appreciated by your loved ones than giving it. It's important to note that it's best if you consciously commit the act of kindness before you do it rather than realizing it later. Also, giving money is nice, but it doesn't have an effect that's as powerful as human contact. If 5 acts a day is too daunting for you, start small. Try a small act of empathy, like listening to a coworker or family member without judgment. Make the commitment to do it just once, on just one day. Then, if you find value in the experience, commit to doing it 2 times. Then make it a part of your regular practice.
Here's a quick tip to make dinner easy, fun, and more enjoyable. Make dinner for a friend, or better yet, enlist the help of your friend and prepare your meal together. Plan to split up the menu so that each person is responsible for a few ingredients. Next, put on your chef's hats and get to work. You'll be amazed at how the time in the kitchen flies by. If it takes longer than expected though, chances are you had fun chatting and laughing while preparing your meal.
I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of whole grains. Whole grains are packed with beneficial nutrients such as fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Including whole grains in your diet can reduce your risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and diabetes. When grains are refined, like what happens with white rice, you lose many of the best nutrients like fiber, iron, and many B vitamins. The USDA recommends making half of all of your grains whole grains. So how can you easily make half of your grains whole? Get into the habit of reading the nutrition facts label when purchasing foods such as bread, cereal, crackers, and pasta. Make sure the first ingredient is 100% whole grain. Also, I'm sure you've heard the recommendation to choose brown rice over white rice. If you're looking to experiment with adding whole grains, try picking up some quinoa, whole grain red rice, or whole grain black rice. These can usually be found at health food stores such as Trader Joe's, Mother's Market, and Whole Foods.
You know that meditation is really good for counteracting the effects of stress and focusing your mind. Some people think that meditation is too hard to do or it's too boring. Some just don't want to sit still for 3 minutes. I have an easy way to begin your meditation practice. You can make a habit of just thinking about your breathing as you walk. Of course, you'd want to develop the habit for those times in which you're walking alone. You can keep your eyes open. After you practice it a few times, you can consciously become mindful of how your body is feeling and the world around you. It's that simple. Just think about the breath. When your mind wanders to some current problem or distraction, just let that pass through your mind gently and come back to the breath. Of course, you'll want to anchor this new habit to a current habit like getting out of your car at work. After you're comfortable with this walking meditation, you can do a more standard meditation. I hope that you enjoyed the peace and focus this mindfulness brings to you.
Exercise and diet go hand in hand. We all know how easy it is to undo an hour's worth of exercise with 5 minutes at the bakery. So as you're moving through this program and doing well, exercise is its own reward, and take it at that. Stay away from the sweets and keep up the good work.